What if the most popular mobile game in history was more than just a game? What if every step you took, every Pokestop you visited, was guiding you somewhere you were never supposed to go? In July of 2016, Pokemon Go changed the world overnight. Millions of people were walking the streets searching for these digital creatures. But hidden in plain sight, it looked innocent, it felt fun, it was the biggest social gaming phenomenon ever. But underneath the surface, something darker was waiting. Almost immediately after the game's release, reports of accidents, disappearances, and even murders began to spread. And if you looked closer, you'd notice a pattern that wasn't random at all. It started in Wyoming. A young girl was following the game's prompts, searching for water-type Pokemon along a riverbank. But instead of a Magikarp, she found a human body floating in the water. Police called it a coincidence, an accident. But here's the thing. That Pokestop wasn't random. Pokemon spawn locations come directly from Niantic's Hidden Map database, a system originally tied to Ingregious, a game based on real-world portals. Someone or something decided that spot was important, and that girl was guided there. That was the first body, but it won't be the last. Within weeks, reports spread like wildfire across the US of players being targeted through lore modules. On the surface, lures were harmless. Drop one and rare Pokemon appear. But players quickly realized they were also beacons. A lure meant that people would show up at night, often alone. Criminals exploited this. Groups of players arrived at lure Pokestops only to be ambushed, robbed, and attacked, and in some cases, murdered. But here's the part that doesn't add up. When you, the map, the locations of these crimes, the coordinates from patterns, symbols, almost like signals, the kind linked to old cult rituals. Coincidence? Or was Pokemon Go something more than just an augmented reality? If I even said that right, I do apologize if I didn't say it right. Please bear with me. Let's continue. To understand, you'll need to look at Niantic itself. The company behind Pokemon Go wasn't some small idle, or whatever, however you pronounce that, developer. Its founder, John Hanks, previously worked at Keyhole Inc., a mapping startup founded by none other than In-Q-Tel, the CIA's ventures capital. Armed, Keyhole's strategy eventually became Google Earth, a tool that would track anyone and anywhere. So let's connect the dots. A company with ties to the government's surveillance launches a game that collects GPS, camera, and movement data from millions of people worldwide. And almost immediately, people were being guided to specific locations where bodies, crimes, and strange rituals surfaced. Do you think it's still a game? Because I don't think so at that point. I don't think it's still a game. I think it's way more than just that at this point. But even after the intel, media frenzy, the deaths didn't stop. In California, two men fell off a cliff while playing Pokemon Go, directions near the ocean. It's pretty crazy. Apparently, those two people survived the fall, but with really bad injuries. In Japan, though, a truck driver playing the game struck and killed a pedestrian. And that's not it. In Mexico, a young man was ambushed and shot after wandering a dangerous neighborhood while catching Pokémon. Different countries, different circumstances, but one thread connects them all to the game, leading players somewhere they were never supposed to be. And here's the detail most people miss. Many of the so-called accidents happened near old landmarks, churches, and abandoned buildings like those. The exact kinds of locations that Niantic's database marked as Pokestops were places with history, places with energy. So what if Pokemon Go was never just a mobile game to begin with? What if it was a massive global experiment, a way to herd millions of human beings towards a specific locations at specific times, creating specific patterns invisible to players themselves? Think about it. Players were walking into ritualistic routes, circling landmarks, gathering at mobile noble on the grid. Human movement transformed into energy, instant focus. If that sounds far-fetched, then the answer this. Why does that pattern of lore murders from the geometric shapes, why do Pokestops appear at the same cult, or however you would pronounce that, markers used in rituals for centuries? Wow, I honestly did not know that. It's pretty crazy. Maybe the real monsters weren't the ones you were catching, but the ones using the game to catch you. So the next time you open Pokemon Go, look closely at the map, every Pokestop, every gym, every lore module, and just ask yourself, why was that location even there in the first place? And who put that there? And what's really waiting for you when you arrive? Because if history has shown us anything, it's that this game isn't about you. It's about everybody. And you might just be the next prey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned to the Mavith channel.